Coming up on Reliving Single.
Everything has happened at your bosom. Hey, Brad. See, Toro, the bull. I'll never tell.
Really?
Never.
Call me. I'm ready. Are you?
Did I mention I like sports?
It's ridiculous. Hi there, and welcome back to Reliving Single, the official, unofficial Living Single Rewatch podcast.
Bravo, you did that really well.
I did. My lips, I have a lot of lip gloss on my lips, and I want to slide off the words to slide off the lip gloss.
And you failed.
I did, miserably. Dun, dun,
All right, okay.
So let's talk about rejection.
Why do they want us to base ourselves all the time? We're going to talk about rejection.
We're relatable, and the people watching this show may have experienced some of the things that we've experienced, and they want to hear our point of view.
You're right.
And today we're going to talk about rejection. Listen, as actors, we get rejected all the time. It's part of the game.
It is the game.
There's, like 97% of the working actors are not working.
Absolutely.
Because there's only, 1 or 2 or 3 or 7 jobs. So we deal with that a lot, but I guess we're talking about rejection in the love department. Have you ever been rejected?
I'm sorry, I can't say I have.
Oh! You're always wanted and desired.
Well, let me tell you something. Have I ever been in a situation where I felt rejected or felt abandoned? Or yes.
Okay.
But I've never. I'm sorry.
You got it. That's good.
Excuse me. Exactly. I'm not rejected. Okay.
No, that's great.
Thank you. I thought you'd be happy for me.
I am happy for you. That is a rare delay. That means that you are the object of all that desire you. And that you desire.
Well, see, that's the point. I don't usually desire anybody who I think will reject me. So you're going to have to work hard to even come for me. I've got to be clear that that's the case.
Right. Okay.
I don't give a shot. But then there's you.
And that's me. Well, I believe in love and looking for love. And let's be very clear.
Come on.
The ones that rejected me, I'm glad they did. Rejection is God's protection. What? Did you hear that?
Huh.
Rejection is God's protection.
For sure.
I've had a few near miss marriage proposals that didn't go through. Like, I'm going to marry you, but I did never buy the ring.
Kim.
So I've been desired, but then in the end, they changed their mind.
You actually are very desirable.
And they changed their mind as
fools. Everybody plays the fool sometimes.
But why?
My favorite line in all of Living Single.
Is it really?
To this day, I cannot hear it in my head and not crack up.
Everybody plays the fool.
You're going to see in this episode how literally when you say it, I start laughing as Erica in the background.
Maybe we need to watch the episode and get away from the pain of my rejection.
Yes.
Let's do this.
Let's do it. Well, here we go. Living Single Season 1, Episode 13, Love Takes a Holiday. Our Playboy Kyle Barker falls head over wingtips. Ooh, love that. For Flavor's beautiful photographer, Stacey Evans, played by Nia Long. But unfortunately, the feeling isn't exactly mutual. And as she puts it, it's a physical thing.
Nia Long. Icon. TV star. Yeah.
Known for all her roles. That's Boys in the Hood, The Best Man, Love Jones, Soul Food.
Yeah, Friday.
She was the it girl.
She still is.
And she was tremendously successful
as
the object of desire,
lots of desire
for so many people in the world, and more importantly, the audience who loves her.
Oh,
which
indeed,
we love her.
Indeed. Can I just say something? Her character's name is Stacey Evans, and Stacey Evans was one of the writer's assistants on this show. And Stacey Evans has gone on to write more shows and do more work. And so we're talking royalty
Another
all around.
testimony to Yvette Lee Bowser,
Indeed.
the way it's like this information highway, but certainly a place where all this beautiful talent that happened to be of color came through, and we all collided.
All the
all
time.
before we made it big. We made it big all together.
I like that. It's time for the rewind, where we watch and relive Living Single with you.
These photos don't exactly give me that ho feeling.
I'm sorry, it's just that my boyfriend dumped me.
Oh man, that's too bad. Y'all together for a while.
6 worthless years.
We're going out with our girlfriends tonight. Why don't you join us?
Well, I was planning on cooking my ex-boyfriend's clothes on the hibachi.
Come on, girl. It'll be good for you. You'll relax, you'll cheer up, and you'll give me some photos I can use.
Okay, but can we not talk about men, relationships, or sex?
Fine. We'll just pass notes on napkins all night. So it's a breakup, and breakups are hard, especially when you're at work. Have you ever been to work through a breakup?
Oh, yeah, because every time you break up, you're still working, aren't you?
That's
aren't
true.
You? Yeah. I remember I almost fainted on the subway once after I broke up with someone. I was so, why do you laugh at all?
I don't know. I just
all
saw
my
you
sadness?
stumbling around.
I was on the side, and I just suddenly felt faint, like it was, and it was just like, and it was a great way to take the day off. I called my boss. I don't feel very well. I had a really difficult yesterday, very difficult yesterday. He said, take the day off, you'll be fine. And I went home and took a nap.
Oh, Kim,
it was
I'm
so
sorry.
sad. Because I believe in each relationship. I believe in them.
And I believe that you believe.
I do.
But can we say Nia Long again? Nia Long. Okay, no, who, by the way, would break up with her?
Right.
We know that this is fiction.
No.
Because, come on.
No, but it happens.
No, he says he dumped me.
We don't know the reason why.
We don't
know the reason why. And again, maybe it was for her protection. I'm firmly believing that any breakup I've ever had, it wasn't really meant to be.
No, it's true. But because she is the ingenue, which was unique. When I got into the business, there were really no Black ingenues except for like Bernadette Stanis, which is the great Thelma of Good Times, but not really in the movie scape. But let me take that back. People could look at Dorothy Dandridge and people like Lena Horne, but she was young. You see what I'm saying? Where you felt like that she had growth in her, where they were like Carmen.
Oh, right. Or they were, right. And Lena Horne was a diva already.
Ladies.
Right. Maybe they were not as, they were relatable to us as an audience because we aspired to be them, but they were not, they didn't seem attainable. Nia Long, as cute as she is, adorable as a talent, she's the girl next door, and she's relatable.
And if you think the next time to come along, somebody was like that was Halle Berry. And that's Boomerang. You know, remember she played the girl next door.
Of course.
Because the vamp was who?
Robin Givens,
honey.
Come on,
stop playing Give It Robin. What? Was she badass or
badass? I worked with her as a director. She's amazing. And misunderstood because, the press made her out to be whatever they did because of the Mike Tyson breakup.
Yes.
She's super smart, super clear and intentional about who she is and what she's here to do, and a phenomenal director to work with, and made me a better actress because of it. She got in my face one day. You could do this. You could do this. It was late at night. I was tired. I was like, stop it. You could do this.
You felt like,
come on, let's do it. Let's do it. I was
I
like,
know Tyson got that too, the finger. Let me tell you something.
She's
I met her a
incredible.
few times at auditions, and she was always lovely.
Lovely.
And by the way, tiny, petite,
teeny,
almost.
tiny.
She looks like a Barbie doll. You got Sanaa Lathan. She is a classic ingenue, and
also very relatable. Beautiful, and yet it seems attainable.
Well, Sanaa Lathan doesn't seem attainable to me.
You don't?
Her role does, but Sanaa is always a little bit beyond your reach to me.
Oh, okay, I buy that.
Because she's mysterious.
That's her persona.
You hear Sanaa. Sanaa not be out there in them streets.
No, true. But she seems like somebody you would want to girlfriend up because she's smart.
There's no doubt.
She comes from her father, she comes from great legacy.
Yes.
I think of Sanaa Lathan as kind of our Gwyneth Paltrow. So you've got Gwyneth Paltrow, who comes from great stock, which is what my mother would say. There's Blythe Danner as her mom and Bruce Danner as her dad.
Yes.
Established performers and directors. And so Sanaa has Stan Lathan, her dad, who is a world-renowned,
multi-talented, award-winning
director, and especially in the comedy space, that's his jam.
Yeah.
And her mother is an actor and a director, Eleanor McCoy. So she comes from great stock, and so maybe that's why there's this sort of mysterious seriousness about her because she's a
look,
princess.
Yeah, the ultimate ingenue now is Zendaya.
Mm.
You know, we've got also, we can't leave out Keke Palmer. She's a fantastic ingenue.
My favorite thing about her is that not only can she do the romantic lead, but she's also so doggone funny.
In our space, we often see Black women as being seen as strong and comforting and come here, girl, let me tell you about yourself. You know.
Or overly sexualized.
Overly
or like-
sexualized. In the 80s, it was
Object.
really the emergence of the ingenue. And Nia Long is at the head of the class.
So, Stacey, what do you do when you're not taking pictures? A movie with your boyfriend, dinner with your boyfriend, or just hanging out with your boyfriend?
I'm unattached.
Really? Isn't that nice? Can I get you anything? My phone number?
Can I talk to you, babes?
Excuse us.
So, Kyle, how you doing?
Fine.
Leave Stacey alone.
Guess who done shown up?
Sniffing it out. But in the meantime, you know, there's the camaraderie of the women.
Right.
And, you know, I guess that's helpful when you're having a breakup.
So you don't get lonely or go home and feel sorry for yourself. Go out and have a good time and be social.
You heard me say, I guess, because I have no
You
idea.
don't even know.
I have
You
no
don't even
idea.
know.
But you know what? It sounds like it's right. When you have a breakup, do you call your girlfriends or what do you do?
Most of the breakups I've had, I had already talked to my girlfriends about it. They knew it was coming because I'm trying to, you see it, you know that something's happening. And so you talk it out. So I've already had the camaraderie before by the time the breakup comes, like, girl, we told you. We could have told you this.
We could have told you that.
Yeah.
It's important to have your friends around you because they are often not only the first person to tell you, but
Right.
they're also during the relationship being able to sort of see some things that you might not see in
yeah.
isolation.
It's important to have.
Yeah.
Listen, you were married once.
Yeah.
You're not married to that man anymore.
No.
You've dated and
And I
you're not
date.
dated.
Yeah.
So when you break up, what do you do? Because let's not talk about rejection because you tell me that you've never been rejected. But when you break up, what do you do?
I'm a solo.
Yeah,
player.
you lick.
You know what I'm
just go and
saying?
lick your own wounds.
Yeah, I'm like, if there's a Miles Davis, I grab a horn and okay, yeah, bad like that.
And I'm back.
And I'm back.
That's enough of that.
But you know
That's
what?
enough of that.
I live a lot in my own head and in my own thoughts. And I think it comes because even though I had 6 brothers and sisters,
Mhm.
and I often say this, but the child of 2 orphans, it's not like they understood how to communicate their feelings.
Mhm.
And so I am very vocal now, but I'm still a pretty private person.
Mhm.
So I tell you all of that, but that kind of stuff, I think it's hard to process sometimes.
It is.
If you haven't built those relationships like that, this is not the time to be like, hey girl, you got fucked up. Because you don't even want to tell them the long history of how you got there because it's nuanced.
It is.
You don't want them
It is.
sometime to feel bad toward the other person because they
Right.
like them too.
Mhm. Aw.
I know.
Aw.
Relationships are tough.
But it is important to talk it out and to have a sounding board.
Well,
It's
you know,
good to
when
have.
Max is in that scene, she's like a gargoyle. She's hanging out and, you know, watching him do his thing.
Right.
And it's kind of interesting to see. It's a really great commentary as a director to set that up where they're talking to each other, but then you have
She's
a
watching.
silent kind of commentary.
But is it because she's a little bit jealous that that he's interested in someone? Like, let me see what it like. Is she going to try to sabotage her a little bit because she wants him for herself?
It's funny. I never felt that when I was doing the role.
Uh-huh.
I did feel the feeling of anytime she could sabotage him,
Yeah.
she would.
And descend upon him a little bit. Right.
Yeah, and that's such a fun thing to play.
It is. Sure.
Yeah, but obviously, yes to everything you said.
Yeah,
I'm sure that
yeah.
they were setting that up.
Of course.
So Khadijah, looking at this, takes Kyle into the kitchen and say, yo, man, don't date her.
Protecting my friend because I know how you going to do.
You said you took a class on men, right? You're
Yes.
supposed to be the
Oh.
man expert.
I didn't say I was the man expert.
You
but
said
he
you were.
sees,
Is he hunting?
Oh, he's hunting.
He's
He's
hunting.
hunting. And he probably senses in her some little she's
a rabbit.
She's a little weak in state.
Yeah.
She's in a little bit of a weak in state. I can get in there
She's
easy.
an injured rabbit.
Injured rabbit. I can get in there. But she seems interested. She seems charmed by him. I'll take your card. And she sort of smiles at all of it.
She does.
She's
By the way,
intrigued.
if you've just been dumped and somebody suddenly give you that energy feels
The
so
best way to get over a
validating.
man is to get up under found another
You right.
one.
Eunice. Well, let's see if she gets up under him.
So hanging out with the girls did you some good, huh?
Mm-hmm, that and doing the wild thing.
Girlfriend got her some. So what's the uno, girl?
It was incredible. Boyfriend was all there.
I hate you. Keep talking.
Well, you know how we always pray for seconds? This was a sexual salad bar.
Did he stay all night? Did he make you breakfast?
I was Kyle's breakfast girl.
Did you say Kyle? Our Kyle? Hold up. I just went blank.
So let's begin with a little art imitating life.
Okay.
Kyle bringing flowers to the girls is every day for T.C. Carson. Like,
That's
we
right.
got flowers all the time.
All the time. T.C. Carson, that's his MO.
That's his MO. He's
Yeah.
going to show
And-
up. He's going to show up with flowers.
And it was actually
Good
beautiful
luck.
to see on this so-called sitcom.
Yeah.
Him being so thoughtful because he brings flowers to
all three.
all three.
Mhm.
He is now in a position to be as vulnerable as the women he usually dates.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so we all can see this coming. Yvette Lee wanted to have, I guess, that discussion where a guy is on the opposite side of love and
Mhm.
versus like.
Right.
Yeah.
And flipping the script. And listen, we're all human and we know that men go through this. But to see it on a show like this, especially a man who's so confident, and he was gonna, just sort of dibble and dabble in her, and then
Yeah.
oh look, he fell all the way.
Yeah,
in,
he wanted to
so-
have now she wants to have sex and he wants a serious relationship.
Right.
And he wrote her number down in ink.
That's a big deal for
That's
Kyle.
a huge deal. Think about it. I think how many times have you met somebody and said, "Let me put this someplace I can find it."
Yeah.
Let me just crumble this in my pocket.
Or, the guy that you didn't give the wrong number to, you really hoped he would call. Yeah.
Yeah. And she said he's good at it because he's a sexual
A
salad bar.
sexual salad.
Can you
bar.
imagine? Ooh, speaking
Little bit
about-
of this, little bit of that, a whole lot of this, a little extra dressing. Ooh, yes. I get this sense it was a buffet. Like you went back for seconds and thirds and fourths.
Yes.
Yes. Fill up on your
yes.
roughage.
Oh,
You
yes.
caught that.
Get
You
some
caught that.
fiber.
Yeah,
Go on,
you
girl.
you caught
I know
that. You
that's
caught that.
right.
Look, it's none of my business, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. If you keep saying Kyle, he is gonna get hurt.
Oh, I don't want to do that. I really like Kyle. It's just that he came along at the wrong time.
Well, then be straight up with him.
I shouldn't I? I will. But I'm sure gonna miss breakfast in bed.
All right. So the decision has been made.
Yeah.
It has been made. Khadijah steps up to let Stacey know that Kyle's spring has sprung. Boing!
Right. But here's the thing. Here's why that's powerful. Because it's integrity in Khadijah to tell her staff member,
Yes.
just so you know this is what's happening.
That's right.
And it's also to protect her friend Kyle.
So how do you think that they did with breaking the news to girlfriend?
I think that it was the right thing to do, just so you know he's catching feelings and you might want to shut it down before it goes too far.
But they didn't hedge either. They basically told her,
Right.
this is the deal.
This is the deal.
Yeah, I like that because
Me
there's
too.
no confusion.
None.
No.
Okay. Oh,
Do
I get
you
to play.
enjoy doing the office scenes? Because you guys use that office. It really.
I did enjoy because I got to, feel my way around and do these little funny walks and be her assistant and mess up sometimes. And sometimes, be her her mirror or her, her champion. So yeah, it was great. It was my domain.
Actually, that's
It
true.
was my domain.
You ruled the roost there.
I did.
You were
I
the
did.
pilot.
I was.
Yes. Too bad you were going down in flames most of
Going
the time.
Going down with the ship. Thank you. Thank
Did
you.
it well.
Hi.
Stacey, you're here. With Kyle.
Naturally.
I thought you were gonna tell Kyle the real deal.
I tried, but then he got all soft and sweet on me, and I knew we were both coming here. I didn't want dinner to be awkward.
Stacy, what's keeping you in here? Come on, Overton and Sinclair want to see the bracelet I just got you.
Brace?
Check it out.
Kyle.
Oh, Stacy, that's lovely.
It's Cartier love bracelet. That's 18 karat.
You sure got it going on, Stace. Good job, good friends, and a man like Kyle who's generous, devoted, and trusting in a ridiculous way.
Well, okay, come on. It's Thanksgiving.
It's Thanksgiving.
Wow. And Kyle's date is Stacy. What
Right.
the hell?
She agreed that she was
to
gonna
break
let
it
him
off.
go.
And guess what? Lying. Kyle gave her a gold Cartier love bracelet.
And the bracelet back then would have been like $2,000.
$2,000.
And now would have been $7,000.
$7,000.
Oh, wow. So he's dropping some serious money.
Right. And Stacy's going to Liz Taylor's School of Love. Diamonds are a girl best
A
friend.
girl's
That and
best
gold. Come on now.
Yeah.
Do men try to buy your affection?
I told you before, I'm usually the one that was buying the gifts and the trinkets and the suits.
Did
and
anyone
the
ever
trips.
try to?
Yes. I've
woo you
received
and
some lovely gifts over the years,
You did.
but I've gotten the most jewelry in this relationship than ever.
Oh, that's
It's like lovely.
wonderful. Oh,
yeah,
that's wonderful.
And quality pieces.
Yeah. I've gotten some pieces. My first boyfriend gave me a couple of pieces, and then Tony, my husband,
Your
my only
ring,
person-
your ring was gorgeous.
it was gorgeous, and he traded me. I was the doll.
Yeah, you were.
I swear, I was treated like a doll, and I think he liked to adorn me. And it sounds crazy because I'm such a tomboy. I'm embarrassed.
You loved it. Like, I know that you didn't touch
embarrassed.
the refrigerator. You didn't touch
I
the
didn't.
stove.
He cooked. He did the
But
shopping.
Erica, listen to you're a receiver. That's how you were receiving.
Now I'm a receiver.
You were allowing a man to
Who has
take
the KY? I don't need it. I don't want this.
He took good care of you and you allowed it. You didn't say, no, I don't want that beautiful diamond ring.
No, that's right. But,
Custom ring.
No, never. I mean, come on. And I know people put a lot of stock in that. So ladies, please don't. I didn't need any of that.
No,
but that's
no.
just what he liked to do. And who am I to say no?
And I'm going to see if my memory, right? If my memory serves you, one of the first gifts he gave you was actually a piece of art. Didn't he draw you? Didn't
It's
you
true.
sit for him?
It's true.
And he drew. That's sexy.
I married a painter, and that's how he got me.
Yeah.
He invited.
He invited you to his studio. And you said you sat for him. And he
I
said,
did
stay
sit for
still.
him.
Let me draw you.
I got word through my manager that the artist wanted to paint me. Now, I'm sorry, I am an actress. And I said, what do you mean? He wanted to paint me. And I met him at Chaya Venice, him with his reps and me with mine. He was the hot thing in town. And I didn't know him like that. They just said a painter. They never said what he was. But during that dinner, he insulted me. And he didn't mean to, but he said, oh, don't play the dumb actress, to something I said. And I was like, and he didn't know. That triggered me.
Yeah.
And so I just ate my bread and my sea bass. And I said, after this date is over, I'm going to let him paint me. And there's sayonara. Not I wasn't supposed to be dating him, but I was just like, I don't like that. Like,
Right,
who
now,
are
how
you?
dare you?
But then I went up to his place. He's playing Motown records and whatever. And he says, yeah, okay, just 1 second. I'm doing it. And everything seems so easy. And there he was in a white shirt and khaki pants, rolled up with his
uniform.
shoes off,
Yeah.
cooking his ass off like it was, but no big deal. Here's a drink. Here's some whatever. And he said, you can sit right up on the counter. I sat on the counter. And I think that's where it got me. I had never been catered to by a man like that in my life. And in that specific way.
Right.
Because I don't want to disparage anybody.
No.
And I got to say, yes, he did eventually. He took a picture of me and he painted me. So for my engagement gift, he gave me a huge painting bigger than this wall of my face with Japanese characters and my hair going past. And I said, wow, is that how you see me? I look a little mean. He goes, no, I see you as fierce. He said, I painted you as fierce. You know.
And let the receiving begin.
Exactly. My puss was just spewing. You dig? Jiggling and doing all the things that a puss is supposed to do. All the things.
Mhm.
Of course, I was captured like a hook. You understand? I believe that jewelry sometimes is your mind.
Right. Yes.
And man,
intellect and charm. And,
those are the baubles.
and integrity.
Integrity. I look for the baubles
Right.
that
right.
matter.
The baubles that matter. And anybody watching this, like you think that you want all the trappings. No, you want someone to treat you like the goddess that you are.
And
Or God, or whatsoever you are.
exactly. Give you a shrimp appetizer, make you a drink,
Right.
and
listen.
paint you.
And listen and paint you. Come on.
Personally, I think it's refreshing to see Kyle with a woman who's not inflatable.
Ah, that's funny, Max. That's funny. Ooh, I love that face. Look at that face.
All right, that's it. Kyle Kitchen.
Tisk, tisk. Max, this is so sad. I mean, you look at a couple like us and you figure, that'll never be me.
That's right. That will never be me because I'm smart enough to know when I'm being played. Kyle, the girl's using you. She don't want you.
So now even Maxine, Kyle's nemesis, Kyle, she don't want you. But Kyle's all in.
Do you think she's being sincere when she's telling him that? She really cares for him?
That's right, goes to her integrity to say, don't go out there and make a fool of yourself, brother.
Right.
You know, and I think that is the wonderful thing about Max is that when she sees that somebody could be hurt,
Mhm.
really hurt, she even steps in.
Right.
Yeah.
It's her nemesis, but it's still, she doesn't want to see him hurt like that. In the end, I'm gonna choose to be human here and be your friend.
I can't believe that she left me like that. I'm Kyle, baby. This kind of thing does not happen to me. I feel so stupid.
Everybody plays the fool sometime.
You deserve better than her. She's not worth it. Good Lord, he's ugly when he cries.
Kyle, honey, I just have one question.
Of course, I got the bracelet back.
I've taught you so well.
Yay!
Oh, so much is happening there.
That's wonderful.
And she
Yeah.
I've taught you well. And he takes her to his bosom and he gets in there. And that feels like that was an ad lib. I don't think that was written.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, and,
Yeah,
and he
she
just
dug in.
fell into the. And you can see by the way you
But
teased
that
him and put
also
him back.
shows that he's recovering.
Right,
Very
right.
quickly.
He's recovering.
He let me dig into
and he
your
feels
bosom.
covered, safe and warm in Regine's bosom.
That's right. And by the way, it is T.C. Carson's first
Yeah.
bite at the apple and a story.
Yeah.
And it's lovely because there he is. He's got his masseued
Yeah, that.
vest on, looking all like casual, even fly.
Yeah.
He treats her lovely. We see that in love, that Kyle is not a player. He's a gentleman. It's beautiful.
He's generous.
Yeah, so
he
when-
wants to invite her home to meet his family. So we see that we know that he's a player, but we know that for the right girl.
Right.
And that's important to see, isn't it?
It's important to see, but also to know that she said no to that.
Yeah.
Not to some buster.
Wow. Okay, that's right.
You know, he did all the right things. I want to introduce you to my parents. What? Oh, baby, I don't care who knows how we
How much
love
I
on
love
each
it.
other.
Right.
Granted, she had just been dumped. It was too early. Let me ask.
Yes, I returned a ring once. It wasn't a diamond ring, it wasn't an engagement ring. It was a piece of jewelry. And I was like, I have to give this back. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to.
But would you have been
integrity.
able to
Oh.
be break up in that moment when they were giving you the piece of jewelry?
Not in the moment, but the next day, give it back. Because the next day is when I gave it back. Oh, thank you so much. This is really beautiful. Because I had to think about how I was going to let him down easy.
Did you ever have a dude cry in front of you?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh,
Everything
yes.
has happened at your bosom. What happened?
I think when a man cries, it's actually the most beautiful thing ever.
Oh, sure.
It is.
But they
It's-
cried because they couldn't have you?
Which
I
one?
can,
No, no,
then-
no, no, no,
Oh.
no, 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 no,
My
no,
God,
no, no.
you
I
have
think
a phalanx, an army.
at least two would have cried. Yeah, but, But listen, be very clear that one of the times it was a ploy to get me back. Like, don't you know I love you, girl? I love you, girl. We gonna be together. I thought we were gonna be together forever. Why you treat me like this, girl? It's
Oh,
like, oh,
and you
okay.
could tell? Was it
Oh, you
fake?
could tell. Yeah, you could tell.
Oh.
But in the moment, sometimes in the moment you got to let that ride because you don't know what's coming next. I love you, don't you know? Because you don't know, like they get emotional and then something else could happen.
Oh, you think
know.
physical?
Yeah, like, I love you, girl. Yeah, exactly. That's next. Okay, baby. Okay.
Oh,
I
wow.
hear you. Okay.
Isn't that
well, let's talk
funny?
it through.
Women have to navigate a lot of
Oh
stuff.
my God. My mother calls it easing your hand out the lion's mouth. Ease your hand out the lion's mouth. And this is not the only opportunity that happens. Sometimes when something is heated, just ease your hand out because is the next step. Yeah. Oh, Erica, you've had these things happen
I've
too.
never.
Absolutely.
I just feel
You've
like
had,
I'm living some other life.
you've had adventure.
Girl, you are in the Matrix. But you smoked it to the filter. I will always say Kim smoked it to the filter. And I admire that. You know? A lot of people haven't lived their lives. You have, Kim.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's time for the reverb.
I smoked it to the filter. This is The Reverb, our time to reflect on the episode's themes and how they still echo throughout the culture.
Bought and boss. This new generation has a whole different way of doing the dating thing and finding or looking for their love or looking for, a companion or whatever. They're into the love apps. The love apps. They've got the high end, the mid end, and the low end.
And there's Millionaire Match and
Yes.
Luxy, The League,
The League.
Raya, Elite Singles. I know none of these.
Black R Us.
There's Minder.
J-Day. Look at them.
Wow.
They're calling them out.
Yeah.
Like there's, like some sort of sheep herding dogs. You know what I mean? Woof, 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 woof. It's amazing.
Yeah,
Have you done any of those?
I've not done any of it. None.
I just thought that you have done everything in life.
Well, here's the thing about this is that if I go on one of those apps, and if you went on one of those apps, you're Erica Alexander. What is there to discover?
Well, for the people
And then
who
you
don't
also
know,
get-
I would be like, whatever. But the people do, they probably wouldn't even believe me. Or, like it'd be weird.
Okay. Like, I would never go on one of those dating shows, like when they have the dating shows and a bunch of men are brought in. That also-
So that's actually from our era. That's like a dating
the
show
dating
type thing.
game.
The
Oh,
dating
it's so
game.
good. What a good show.
That's real. But you know what? I haven't done it either. And I think that it's hard because there's a vetting process that I think that I would need to see if the person is who they say they are.
Oh, of course.
I know that people are on there lying their butts off and having, relationships that are illicit and that type of thing. But I would go on there wanting to look for somebody who at least came in decent.
I have a friend who she met her husband on one of these and they talked a lot. She made sure that she was safe and they talked. There's all kinds of rules like meet for coffee, don't meet for dinner yet, don't meet it late at night. Like, all these rules for vetting and getting information, going on the Google and finding out who somebody is and making sure it's a lot.
Let's go on Tinder. Let's do our own Tinder. Amber, can we do Tinder from here?
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to present you with men from the 90s, and then you will have to swipe right or swipe left.
Swiping left means no, I
Right.
reject this human being, and swiping right means yes, I'm interested.
I'm interested in it, but it's not just any Tinder. These are people from the 90s that we
okay.
would be presented with if we were then.
Right.
There, not now. Yeah, so we're going to swipe right or left. Right if we dig them, left if we don't. And good luck, girl.
Good luck. What if we choose the same one? I'll fight you
Okay.
to the death.
Or we'll be sister wives.
Okay.
Marilyn Manson, that's a left, baby.
To the left, to the left.
Yeah, no offense. I just think that's too much powder and too skinny. And
we'd be borrowing each other's makeup.
yeah, well, he frightened me at night. Man, don't get up and go
But
to the bathroom.
He doesn't look like that, without all the makeup. That's just the personal.
But I saw him in the airport.
You did?
Yeah, my little sister, Maisha, she wanted to meet Marilyn Manson, and she was a real punkhead. And he came and was like, I'm not doing any autographs. The way he did it was so dismissive.
Oh.
And I thought he could have made a little more effort, like, I appreciate it, but I'm just trying to do mine. No problem. So, no, he looked like he smelled like dry snot. Oh, Tupac, oh, come on.
Tupac.
Come on. Dear mama, I'm swiping
Really?
right. What?
Ooh.
Look at his abs, girl. You crazy? Oh, wow.
I would choose, listen, right for his talent and for his artistry, but I don't think I could hang with all them girls. He gets a lot of girls. So I'd be like, let me go to the left. I'm not trying to throw my hat to that
Right,
ring.
but you don't know that if you're on the Tinder. Well, so you choose any gargoyle, but that you're going to pass up?
All right.
Wow, I
Right.
have to convince you? That right there's a hard left. I'm afraid to say it on the mic.
Suge Knight
Suge
is who
Knight.
we're looking at right
That's
now.
a hard left.
Left. But please don't shoot me because I said that.
Don't you hurt me, baby.
Suge
Sorry,
Knight,
don't.
no, thank you. Brad Pitt, right,
come on.
right.
Right.
Plus,
But you know what,
he
though?
dated Robin Givens. He likes chocolate.
Don't
Go
I
and get
know
that.
it?
Go and get that. Go
I
and
did
get
a little
that.
film with him.
You did? You did? You got stories too. You have stories too.
I'll never tell.
Really?
Never.
What? Why do you make me
It was
so-
nothing nefarious, nothing wrong,
Okay,
nothing this
nothing.
and that.
But-
But I know that he does like chocolate. I did full frontal with him and just had, a
You
scene.
did full frontal. What do you
Full
mean?
frontal. No, that was the name of the movie.
Oh.
Sorry. Hey, Brad.
Was
You
he
know, gotta chase
charming?
it. He was very charming.
But he likes chocolate.
I know it.
She said, I know it.
That's what you do. I know it.
I know it.
Yes.
D'Angelo.
That's a hard swipe to the right, baby.
Right.
Always.
Right. Yeah.
When he got on that organ, you're not even thinking at that point. You the bride of Frankenstein. You know what I'm
on
saying?
the organ? Yeah, D'Angelo.
Come
yes.
on.
Hard right.
Colin Powell, that's a hard lift. I'm not into.
I like smart men. So I would go on a date with this man. General. You know what he had to do to get there?
No doubt. And
Excellence.
thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Absolutely not.
I would thank you
You're
for
never
his
gonna
service.
see homeboy.
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
Book.
I'm going to be safe. He's going to have a bunker built for us to keep us safe.
You be safe alone, sit up there turning the TV with your hand. That's where he's parked out.
Yeah.
You hear what I'm
yeah.
saying?
I hear you.
And he's like, baby, we'll just be at this outpost for, the next 2 years. And you're in what? Bahuga Dega?
But I'm going to be
someplace?
safe.
Yeah, alone, wondering if that monkey will bring back your ring.
Dennis Rodman.
Dennis Rodman, wow.
Let me say
That's-
this.
Okay,
You go
know
first.
him.
You go first.
Oh,
You go
okay.
first.
For me, I gotta go left Dennis. No offense, and I love Dennis Rodman.
I did the surreal life with him. I spent 2 weeks in a house in Mexico with him.
Of course you did.
Right.
Why? Not Kim.
With Stormy Daniels and Tamar Braxton. I would first think I would go left. He's got a heart of gold.
I can feel it.
Heart of gold.
I can feel it.
Kind. Broken. Loving.
Come on.
I would go left, but I would be his friend. Let
But
me
this
be
is
a
not friend Tinder.
I know.
This is date Tinder.
You know what? You go on a date with him, you're going to have an adventure.
And
Heart
by the
is
way, talk about somebody who slipped and was fluid in gender.
100%.
Amazing.
And comfortable with himself that
Comfortable.
way.
I just adored that. About
Couldn't
him.
have a bigger
he was
heart
his
though.
own person.
Own person. Remember he married himself in Times Square? Wedding dress, orange wig, lipstick.
Was that
Yes.
him marrying himself?
He married himself.
Wow, man after my
Charming.
own heart.
Charming. Smokes too many cigars
Apparently
though.
not.
Dan
Dan Rather.
Rather.
I'd rather not. That's a left. I love you, Dan. He looks like a snooze. You know,
I wish I had said that. I'd rather not. I wish I had said that. I'd rather not. Chris Tucker, right.
To the
Chris
right.
Rock.
That's,
Oh, right.
That's lots of fun.
I saw him recently.
You know him?
Looks great. I don't know him well. I just saw him at a tribute to Sinbad. He looks amazing. He was at Essence Fest dancing,
Oh.
in the front row. He's lovely in person.
That's
Lovely.
wonderful. Oh,
Benicio
Benicio del Toro.
Toro.
That is a hard right.
Hard right.
Come on. Come on.
Young
Baby, look at that.
Benicio,
My
old
God. Praise
Benicio,
God.
sexy.
Benicio.
Benicio del Toro.
Del Toro. Del Toro.
Toro.
The bull.
Yeah.
Benicio.
Toro. Each day.
Come on.
Toro,
By the way,
Toro, tomorrow.
add a little.
Oh! You talk about me living.
It comes back to me sometimes.
What? Do tell. Do tell.
Well, we were at one point, I think, managed by the same people. And I met him at a party. And I tell you, sparks, no, nothing happened.
Okay.
But I could feel it.
You could feel it.
And let me tell you, he was wanting me to feel it. He's everything you think, like some sort of weird panther.
Sort of a deep experience.
Of course. Yeah. Benicio del Toro. Kim, that was fun. That was good. Come on, let's make our bio.
Okay.
So we didn't get a chance. Well, let's do this one, but 90s style.
90 style.
Hi, I'm Erica. And they don't call me the Maverick because I ride horses. My moniker was Cimarron, but Madonna took it as a trademark. I'm adaptable, so what? I'm a Scorpio. And if you think you want to date me, I'm open to it. Make sure you lean in. Thank you. Great. Because they're going to put in music.
Why you Hi, I'm Kim. I like someone who's kind and generous and funny and laughs at all of my jokes. Did I say I'm a comedian? I'm a comedian. Laugh at all my jokes. I mean, don't laugh at me, but laugh at all my jokes. I love love. I believe in love. I want to love. I have love to give. I'm ready. Twice divorced. I know what I want now. I know what I want now. And I want you to be kind and loving and supportive and have your own suits. Because I've had a little history with buying men's suits, so have your own. All heights welcome. All girths welcome. As long as your heart is as wide as the rest of you. Call me if you want to have fun. But safe fun, because I don't ride bikes, I don't run, I don't swim. I mean, look at my hair. Call me. I'm ready. Are you?
Did I mention I like sports?
It's ridiculous. It's time for True Blue, right, Erica?
For sure.
This is where we hear from our friends. You write in, you call in, you ask us questions, and we answer them with honesty and integrity and a little bit of ridiculousness.
And by the way, videos are very loved.
Oh, please send us a video.
Yes.
This question is from Vin, and he says, "Hello, ladies. Love the show and love the podcast even more. Here's a question from one of your male fans. Other than their living single character, what is your favorite performance of your fellow cast members?"
I'd love to watch T.C. Carson do his jazz performance, which
Same
is
here.
is fabulous. I don't know if I've gotten a chance to see John Hinton perform as a comedian.
Oh, you haven't.
I just realized
He's
that.
phenomenal. So I agree with you with TC and the Jazz. John is a great comedian. He's a great writer and a great observer of life. He observes it and he twists it on the side and then gives it back to you. He's awesome. You'd love
Yes,
him.
And he
You'd
was
love
good
him.
in the Hughleys. He was
Yeah, oh,
wonderful
very
in the
much.
Hughleys. He
You'd
really
love
was.
him. I love seeing Latifah on stage as Queen Latifah. She
Ooh,
rules a stage. There's an
Rules.
energy that comes out that is like,
rules.
oh wow, she enraptures an audience.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I have to say the same about you. I've gotten the chance to see you in various roles. And you're just magnificent at what you do
Oh,
in
thank
terms
you.
of taking over a room.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and you can do so many things. That's the weird part.
Weird.
Well, no, I mean, it's a person that you just can admire and see that they have skill sets that are transferable
Mhm.
to different places.
Thank you.
And I love that. And I also love Kim Fields. I love what she's doing on The Upshaws.
Yeah.
But I've also gotten a chance to see her direct because she directed me. She didn't treat me any different or any, just like any other cast member, but also she knows what I'm capable of.
Yeah.
And I really love that.
I would say the same. And when she was here, we talked about how she has the ability to hold all of it at the same time. And most of these directing gigs she's doing, she's also acting. And I watch her juggle it, and it's not even a juggle. Like it's just in balance and in perfect place. And then she steps back and she becomes an actress and she comes and gives you a note. And because she knows you, there is a trust. And she's even said to me, oh, just do what you do. And you got this. We got this.
Yes.
Yeah. And so I
Yes.
love that. And then for you, I was so happy to see you in American Fiction.
Oh.
I really felt that the audience needed to see you,
Thank you.
more of you, see you again. And more important, and this, I hope this doesn't sound shallow.
Mhm.
I enjoyed watching you navigate the road to the awards. Oh, you showed up on those red carpets, dazzling and different. Your hair was different every time. You wore great dresses. You didn't look like anyone else. And it was like, oh, this is the Erica we've been wanting to see. We've been needing to see. You did a great performance in the movie. I'm going to tell you my favorite scene in a moment, but I really enjoyed watching you get your flowers
you, Kim.
on the
Thank
cover of
you.
Essence. And we know what a juggernaut that is. That's a machine.
I found out.
It's a machine.
It
and
is.
you beautifully navigated it.
Thank you.
And looked amazing.
It was an amazing experience.
I would say my favorite scene, though,
Okay.
is after you and Jeffrey Wright have obviously had a night of pleasure, and you're coming out of, I suppose, the bathroom, and you're just moisturizing your hands. And it's a very subtle thing. And there's a smile on your face of satisfaction, but you're moisturizing. You're
Yes.
moisturizing your hands. And it's just, what is that? What is that? Is that a choice?
Believe it or not, that was written in the script.
It was?
It was. And when I was doing it, I didn't think about whether it was good or bad. I look back now and say, it's so weird that Cord, to show that they had been intimate, says she's coming out with putting lotion on her hands.
Well, she's had a fresh shower.
Yes, I've had it, yeah.
Because you had a night of pleasure and bodily fluids have been
Please,
spilled.
Kim.
And so you're
You
caring
ruined
for yourself.
everything.
You're caring for yourself. It's just, and you're fully dressed, fully
Yes.
clothed, but you're satisfied and you're moisturized. It's one of my favorite things because it's subtle, but it's there. Just
Well, thank you. I'm glad I could moisturize correctly for you. What the
thank you, Vin. That was a great question. We got a chance to love on our friends and family. And speaking of friends and family, that's what you are to us. You're our true blue friends and family. Thank you so much for watching our show. You could tell we're having a lot of fun doing this. We really are. So tell your friends.
Yes, and don't forget to send your questions in or comments to Reliving Single Podcast at heartbeat.com.
And of course, like and subscribe if you haven't already. And tell a friend. Like at the end of this show, leave this show and go send a link to this to a friend and go watch this. I enjoyed Kim and Erica.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because that's our show.
That's our show.
That's it.
Follow us on all the socials at Reliving Single Podcast, at YouTube, Spotify, Apple, anywhere you get your podcasts. We'd love to see your comments, read your comments, and love on you like you're loving on us right now. Thank you.
And please watch the whole episode. Let us build this Reliving Single renaissance. And you can host a party or go on and dust off that Living Single t-shirt or whatever that moment, that favorite moment meme. Tag us.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell us.
Thank you.
Yes.
See you soon.
Bye.
Next week, that is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or perhaps on the apps.
I'm not going on those apps. Swiping left. My back is aching, my belt too tight, my booty shaking from left to right. What?
Reliving Single is hosted by me, Eric Alexander.
And me, Kim Coles.
Reliving Single is a production of Heartbeat in association with Color Farm Media.
Executive produced by Kevin Hart, Jeff Clanagan, Eric Eddings, Leslie Guam, Erica Alexander, and Ben Arnon.
The show is produced by Kim Coles.
Amber Watson is our senior producer.
Our associate producer is Kenny Jackson.
Our other associate producer is Electra Tellisford. Our video editor is Nee Kirschman.
Our sound engineers are Eric Hicks and Cedric Wilson.
Production supervision by Razak Boykin and Brett Calkins.
Additional production support from Alex Atkins and Z Taylor.
Special thanks to BK Augustine and Dr. E.J. Johnson.